Work got finished a little early. I decided to cut out a little early and post a little early. So you're gonna get this on two fronts. You're gonna get this now, obviously. It's 3:20 Eastern Standard Time. But when I finish doing this video and do it as the premiere, you're also going to get it as a premiere at 4:30 Eastern Time. So for the individuals that don't catch it right now, you will catch it on the back end. And the title of this is Did You Miss Me? Because it is Thursday at the moment, July 16th, and I didn't go live yesterday. At least I didn't go live at the normal time that I go yesterday, and I didn't go live the day before. The day before, which was Tuesday, I attempted to post one of my throwback videos, and I set it as I scheduled it to replay. I have no idea if it did or if it didn't. Now, when I record lives at different times, or if I upload videos at different times, and I like the day of, and I schedule it, I know that it'll play at that particular time that I schedule. But when it comes to me streaming older videos or reposting older videos, not uploading them but just scheduling them, I have no idea if they're playing at that time or not. So if I decide to do that again in the future, what I'll do is I'll also just upload whatever older video I have in my phone. If it's there, I'll upload that and schedule that as well. So if the scheduled stuff from my back catalog of YouTube isn't playing, because unless I'm in front of it, if I'm in front of a computer or another device, I can look at it and see if it's playing. But I just want to make sure that I'm dropping you guys content consistently at 4:30 Monday through Friday, whether I'm live or whether it's scheduled. I'm still because the fact that I post a video on Monday, live or freshly, newly uploaded videos from my phone, I skipped the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a podcast episode. And what up, RTX? Hey, if y'all hopping in, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And so I felt, I do this so much and so often, and I've been doing this. We're going into episode 109 tomorrow. I've been doing this 21 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? So it's like working out. If you work out, you've been going hard, exercising for a long time. Hey, thanks for the like. Thanks for the thumbs up. There too. But if you've been having a positive pattern with something for an extended period of time, and then if you miss one aspect, like you ease up on one day or whatever, because you've been so used to the new pattern or the new habit, that and especially if it's a positive habit, when you deviate from that, you feel a little guilty, and it's a good thing when you feel that guilt, when you renege on some of your newer habits, because it means that new habit means something to you, Like, if you've been doing something like you for the last 21 days or whatever, you've been working out, eating better, then all of a sudden you just don't work out for a day or whatever, you break the pattern. If you don't care, you have no reaction. When you do care about something and you neglect it, you will feel something. So that tells me I care about the podcast. I feel something about this podcast. the feelings that you have towards something dictate your connection to it, you know? And I'm connected to this podcast, but y'all know, like, for those that have been following me, to reiterate, but not to sound redundant, episode 109 will be tomorrow. Yes, and I uploaded 2 episodes yesterday, like 106 and 107. I just did 2 in one day, just to kind of keep it on pace. I like my Friday ending on an odd number, and I like my Monday beginning with an even number for counting purposes. That's just my own little weird whatever. But I actually care about this, you know, because it has helped me develop in a lot of ways as a comedian, as an orator. It's helped me with my improv. Listen, I'm writing a book. My guys, what's going on, Levon Willette? I'm writing a book, As Below, So Above. The common phrase is as above, so below. Basically, you can mirror and pattern things in the universe and things outside of you compared to you, you know what I'm saying, within. Like, what do they say? Like, if you look at walnuts, if you cut a walnut in half, it looks like your brain. If you cut a carrot, it looks like your eye. As above, those are things that are outside. The below is the inside. But I say, instead of us always looking out to justify things within, and it's my own way of doing things, but I say, why not look within to make sense of things that are without? That's all. And I'm writing a book on that. As below, so above. We take a really good introspective look at how we do things, like look in and then look up and see how those things outside parallel. And it just makes the universe make a little more sense without necessarily needing a Bible or a Quran or a Talmud, you know? And in my book, in the opening pages, I clearly state, because I started writing it, it says, if you're reading this book for the answers to life, I'm not saying I have the answers to life. I don't have the answers. I'm just here to give you a different perspective, a different way of looking at things. If you were brought up in your whole life with Christianity, I'm just giving you a different way to look at things. I'm not saying that religions are true. I'm not saying they're false. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just saying, if you just want to look at an alternative way of navigating the world and just knowing how to deal with people and react to different situations and just looking at different challenges in life and like the lessons that you can take from certain things, and even in losses, ways that you can see how to deal with it. And even if you don't have physical strength with fighting, I can show you different ways to just fight in different ways inside your head. Or if you've had certain things happen to you in your past and you look at it a certain way, I can show you, give you different perspectives in different ways to look at things, to literally change yourself today. Because I'll give you an example of something happened to you, somebody did you dirty in your past. You look at yourself as a victim, like, damn, why did this happen to me? You know, you can continue to look at that and let that pretty much dictate who you are now, or you can look as me going through that experience served as a roadmap for me to protect other people, because I know exactly what it is to go through a certain thing. So you went from a victim from your circumstances to looking at that instance in that circumstance as preparation to serve as a protector. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical protector, but as far as in terms of information, you know. What's good, Ali Navidad? Ali Navidad, that's funny, it's a cool name. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like a lot of people, you know, they just float along in life. They float along in existence. They don't challenge their memories, their thoughts, and things that they experience, and they just feel like, hey, it is what it is. I have no control over this. I am just a leaf blowing in the wind. But some of us want to change that paradigm, you know. I think, you know, a leaf has roots, And I think if you plant a leaf in the sand, in the proper ground, the proper soil, I should say, fertilize it, water it, feed it, I think that leaf has the genetic code to transform into a solid tree. It just has to be planted in a different foundation. Now it can stay in the wind and just blow around, and maybe it'll be in a garbage can, or maybe it'll get flushed down the toilet, or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll just blow off a cliff, or it can form you can connect it to the ground, you can ground it. Those roots could dig beneath the soil, looking for moisture. The leaf will take in the sun rays, and even though it's a leaf from a tree, and listen, I'm just speaking purely on hypothetical right now. It may not even be literal. You know what I'm saying? I could be completely wrong. But let's just say in this world, the leaf that decided to be grounded becomes a tree. All I'm saying is, human beings, we have the choice to be that leaf in the wind, or we can ground ourselves in something different and sprout and grow into something beyond just this leaf that's aimlessly blowing in the wind, and have more control over our reality. I would argue a tree that is firmly planted in the ground with foundation has more control over itself than a leaf that's just aimlessly blown anywhere, basically succumbing to the whims of whatever it lands on, or whatever current takes it, whether it's air current or water current. That's all. So I'm just trying to lay it down and give different perspectives on things. Hey, I have a 3rd-degree burn. Well, if you got a 3rd-degree burn, you need to take care of that. Run some cold water on it. Run some cold water on it. Get some ointment cream so that it doesn't get infected or blister up too much. Wrap it up with gauze. Treat it and take care of it. That's what you want to do if you have a 3rd-degree burn. But at any rate, some days, like, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about when I get on here, and I don't want to force the issue. And I have such a huge back catalog of content that I could afford to some days take a day off from the live. I will never take a day off from content creation. Even on Saturday and Sunday when I'm not going live, I've scheduled my social medias to the point where something is being posted every single day from me. So I'm continuously feeding the game. I'm continuously feeding my audience. But when I'm not bubbling forth with inspiration, with this creation, then you're gonna get some of the back catalog. So that's where I've been for the last couple of days, and I still think I made some pretty great content. I took you through what my morning routine is pretty much like, getting ready as far as putting love in your body, and I revisited the hornet's nest that I had a war with a week ago, that I've been battling with for the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks actually. He means that, even from the biblical standpoint, was creating the earth and the heavens and all that, they say he rested on the 7th day. Now people say that's a metaphor for something. They say God doesn't literally need rest, but the point is, it's okay to take a break from the bustle, the constant go. Every now and again, take a little breather, man. None of this is going anywhere anytime soon. And I just like hopping in here giving y'all advice. I'm working on the book. It's coming together strong, man. I'm excited to put it together. Let me not talk too much about it until the manuscript is done and I take it to get edited and published and all that. Like, I'm gonna do this, man. I'm sticking to this, man. Just like I'm sticking to the podcast. Listen, I'm doing a podcast. I've done a podcast for 108 episodes. I've made an outline for 12. My book is done. So I've made an outline for 12 chapters. And I made a lot of annotations for each chapter, you know, because a lot of my podcasts will be kind of similar. I'm taking the book directly from my podcast. So a lot of my podcasts will be similar, you know what I'm saying? So I might talk about if there's no resistance, there's no progress. But I may have spoken about that topic 3 different times, like episode 102 and episode 50 and episode 29. I spoke about those things similarly. You know what I mean? So the way I'm writing this book, I'm not writing it out full hand. What I'm doing is whatever I say on the podcast, those will be the words transliterated into the book. And if I got to add something to it when I'm sitting down at that computer, I'll type it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting that together, man. 12 chapters. I see myself at the rate that I've been putting this all together, yo. I see myself constructing this relatively fast, man. I see myself putting next. I give myself 2 months. You know, it ain't gonna be no 50,000 word book or anything like that. But you know, it's gonna have 12 chapters. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be over 100 pages. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen wasn't that long at all. But I keep talking about these philosophies and these ideas, and I don't have any children, right? And I've left a lot of things as far as I always say, what determines a person's legacy is not just the genes and the DNA he can pass on through his loins, but from the ideas that he can pass on from his mind. There are so many, and I've said this in other podcasts before, there are so many great minds throughout history that we all remember that do not have any offspring from them. But there are billions upon billions of people that have had kids that nobody will ever know, ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's just food for thought. This book is my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I love stand-up comedy. I do all that. Like I could do multiple things creatively. You know what I'm saying? The stand-up comedy is my creative outlet on stage. The podcast obviously helps me work out my jokes, but it's my philosophical outlet. And the book is the mark that I leave, like the hard copy physical mark that I'm going to leave to kind of like give a glimpse into my mind, how my brain works and how I navigate this universe. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to putting that out, man. You know? But listen, I'm not going to wrap your head off. I'm not going to bite your head off too much or talk to y'all too much, man. Just wanted to let y'all know, I ain't forget y'all by any means. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. Hit the hype button. That puts me in the algorithm more. Share it. You know, if you want to leave me a donation, my Cash App is $MOGREEN 79 $Mogreen 79. My Venmo is at Mogreen 79. You know what I mean? Hit your boy with a little bit of love. We trying to improve the quality of this situation, man. Any little bit helps. Even if you can't leave nothing, just subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm a positive cat on these airwaves, man, and we need more of that. You know, no disrespect to people that talk about relationships all the time and just fighting and black versus white and all that blah, 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 blah. To me, it's all superficial and it's all transient. Government, religion, all that stuff is transient, man. It's about finding the God and the deity in you beyond all this and learning how to observe all this, not be so offended by none of this, man. Yes, there are going to be things that are offensive to you in life, but just the overall bigger picture. My uncle told me, like, my Uncle Bobby told me, emotions are temporary. No matter how mad somebody make you upset or even happy, it's temporary. So don't revel in that moment that much. You observe it for what it is for the moment, and then you just keep it moving to the next situation. With that being said, To all my young and up-and-coming comedians, there is no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy guys have not given you anything new to scribe on that page, it is their way of telling you to work out the things they already gave you. Stay away from the gossip, stay away from the rumors, stay away from the nonsense, stay away from the negativity, stay away from the foolishness, focus on the funny, and lead with love, because life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is an experience for you to behold, so get to beholding. With that being said, I'm signing off. Y'all be safe. Peace.